Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. So I bought this planer thicknesser about a year ago and since haven't got round to making a stand for it. So in this video I'd like to show you how I made this really useful stand for this planer thicknesser. It doesn't take up too much room, it's got locking casters and it's got a little bit of storage space at the bottom here. Currently it's sitting on this sort of metal tabletop which is not ideal. This model is the ZI-HB204. So I want to make something with some wheels on it so I can move it around and a little bit lower to the ground. This is a bit too high up. And I want the stand to have a drawer or an area where I can store things for the planer, such as these push blocks that I made for it. I've got these locking casters, quite big, 10 centimeters in length. I've got these off some old furniture, nice big robust casters, and all four of them lock, so I can wheel the machine out and then lock it into place. And they're connected with these threaded inserts, so I should be able to get a really nice solid fixing with these. And for the materials to make this base, I'm going to go with some really chunky stuff. I've got some old plywood here, a scrap piece. It's 22mm thick. That'll be for the top and the bottom, so it'll give those threaded inserts something to bite into. And then for the sides I've got this 20mm thick pine, again scrap wood which I picked up off old furniture and stuff that I found thrown out. So I started off by setting the fence to the required depth for all of the panels, and if you'd like to see the dimensions for this project I'll leave them in the description box of this video. I tried to make the most of the material that I had. All four panels need to be the same depth, and then I cut a clean edge on the pine and on the plywood. And then I could set the fence again for the required lengths for the sides and the top and bottom. And that left me with the four pieces to make the box. Then on to sanding. This is quite rough wood, so I wanted to sand back any finish and old paint from the wood. Now with the combination square I can start marking out where I'm going to drill some pilot holes to connect the top and bottom panels to the sides. I'm adding 3 marks on each side here at equal intervals for the pilot holes, and I'm going to drill them down through the top section straight into the bottom section to save time. So here I'm drilling out the pilot holes for the top and the bottom at the same time, and then I can add a countersink to each hole. These are more of a clearance hole rather than a pilot hole. They offer plenty of room for the shaft of the screw. And then I went in with the countersink bit. Now for assembling the panels, I'm adding plenty of glue to the joints, and they're just going to be butt joints. There should be plenty of strength here with the join and the screws added. This is nice chunky thick wood, and you can see now I'm just adding another pilot hole through to the side panels before adding a screw, and that will just prevent any splitting. Now I could just make sure that the box was square before offering up a piece of 5mm thick plywood as a back. This should add even more strength to the box. To add the back, I'm just drawing around it using the box as a template, and then I cut that shape out with a handsaw. Really thin material, so it's really easy to do just with a handsaw. So this will be sat on the back rather than recessed, and that should add extra strength because it will give me more gluing surface area. I added plenty of glue to the back. And then attached it with staples. So now for the front of the box, I wanted to add a little lip. So I've got this offcut of pine, and that should prevent anything that I use to put in there for storage, prevent it from falling out. I offered it up and cut it to size, and then again drilled pilot holes to attach it. Now for a final sanding before painting. I decided to paint this because it is quite rough wood, so that will make it look all nice and uniform and just hide any imperfections. So here I'm adding some extra sections to the bottom just to give the threaded inserts a bit more wood to bite into. So I'm gluing and screwing these strips of plywood on the bottom here. And as you can see, now there's plenty of space for those threaded inserts. So now to mark up where I need to drill for the threaded inserts, I can just offer up the caster and use the nut to push down and make a slight mark on the wood, and then I can mark it with a pencil. So now I have the drill bit ready for the threaded insert. I've got some tape set up on the drill bit so that I don't go too deep, and the diameter of the drill bit is the same as the diameter of the shaft of the threaded insert. I added a little bit of furniture wax onto them just so that they went in easier and then used an Allen key to drive them in. So now for the painting, I'm using my tub of grey paint. I've painted most things in the workshop with this paint and it just matches the theme. In total I gave it 2 coats. Now to add the castors on, really easy to do. I can just start screwing down that nut and tighten it with the Allen key. So now to add the planer thicknesser onto the top of the stand, and to attach it I'm going to use these holes that are already in the machine to add a piece of pine. I cut this down, just a scrap of pine to size, and added some pilot holes, and then I could thread it through. It's the same width as the stand. Then I added screws and washers to cinch it down nice and tight, and that gave a really secure fixing. Okay, so that is about it for this video then. So all in all I think it came out really well. Plenty of storage space down here for the push blocks and other bits and bobs. I was thinking about putting a door on, but I think it'd just get in the way and it might rattle with the vibrations, so I don't think I'm going to bother. The locking casters work great. Luckily I got these off some furniture that I found thrown out because they're quite expensive now to buy. So if you can salvage some, I think it's worth doing that. And this thick wood is really solid and sturdy, and the way that I connected it here with these strips of wood seems to work really well. It cinches it down nice and tight, and there's these thick rubber feet on the bottom as well to prevent any vibrations. So nice and convenient. Another project complete. The workshop organisation is getting better every day. So if you did find this video useful, please remember to like and also consider subscribing for more DIY related videos. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.